Oh, it's an early morning, and it's a Saturday. Mm, it's okay, I'm trying to get in the schedule for work. Gotta get up early to stay in schedule, right? We all gotta do that. Somewhat. I know people who can get up late on the weekends and still get up early on the weekdays. I wish I could do that. Not exactly sure, but my body, it needs a schedule. And that's okay. Ugh. Morning. So, today I thought we'd talk about loss. It's a depressing subject, right? God, what kind of person am I talking about some depressing ass shit? Ugh. Something wrong with me. Alright, so loss. Everybody's experienced it, right? Everybody's been through it. Sure you have. Even from the smallest thing of losing your favorite toy, right? We've all experienced it. Even if it hasn't been a very grandeur yet, we've all experienced it. So, we all understand it, right? We should, to an extent, right? When you've been one of those people who've lost a lot of people, I have. I've lost a lot of people in my life. You tend to fear loss more, don't you? Yeah, it's one of those things. And for the most part, what we do is we end up pushing people away or getting so scared that we're gonna lose someone that we lose them anyways because, we were scared of it. And that fear can take over. That fear can do a lot to people. There's a lot of different ways that you can, you can fear it as well as experience it. I mean, a lot of people, as an adult at least, you've experienced the loss of a romantic partner, right? Because nowadays, everybody's experienced that as an adult. If you've dated, been with someone, you've experienced it. Nowadays, it's more about giving up rather than sticking it out, right? Because no one wants to stick it out anymore. Love is, it's a beautiful thing, and yet we throw it away so easily. It's sad, you know? I like to think I'm not one of those people, but, I've been put in positions where I was so scared that, I'd lose them, and so maybe I did the wrong thing, caused the wrong issue. Yeah, it happens, though. We're only human, right? But, losing someone as a partner that you love, it's pretty common, yet very painful. You get so used to spending every day with them, or talking to them all day, or just thinking about them all day. And then suddenly it's like they're gone, and you question a lot. Should I be thinking about them? Should I text them? Should I work this out? Should I try to figure out how I can work this out? Should I don't know. You question a lot. It's sad. It's a really hard thing to deal with. It is. And what's worse is that if you've lost people in the way of death, you tend to see every situation where someone says goodbye as the end. I've seen a lot of people die in my life, a lot of people I loved and cared about, and it's hard. my first experience, I was really young. I was extremely young. It was a little boy that I met when I was really young. I'm not going to explain the whole story because it might be a little too much for YouTube, right? But he ended up dying not too long after we became friends. And you know, it was an accident, but the state that he was in was pretty similar to the state I was in, and it was hard, you know, to realize that he was just like me, and that I could have ended up just like him. It's really depressing, you know, and not just in the sense that, you know, oh my gosh, I could have died too, but it's sad when you meet someone and you relate to them and you become friends with them and then suddenly they're gone, like they never existed. And it's hard. It's really hard. My fear of loss is pretty big. It's something I'm working on. It's not easy though, because I've dealt with a lot of loss in my life. And it's hard, you know? People die. It happens. It's a part of life, right? It's all a part of life. But it doesn't make it easier, does it? No, not really. You learn after a while that eventually, some way or another, you're gonna lose everyone in your life, right? It's sad. So, you know, as a medium, I do have that capability. There's still the ability for me to see them after death or hear them after death, but it's hard when you know that you can't hold them and you can't be with them. Not in the same way, at least. It's hard. I love graveyards because I love all of that dead stuff. It's fun. I actually have a graveyard tattooed on my back. It's pretty cool. It's a floating graveyard. But you know, death is still scary to me. I'm not gonna lie. It's a hard concept to get a hold of. I think the worst part is not the fact that they're gone forever, but the fact that they may have gone through a lot of pain before they died. They may still be living in another world in pain, and that, you know, what can you do to help them? I don't know. I think there's a lot to it. I'm sure there is. You know, again, even if you don't believe in a God or a heaven or another world beyond this one, there's still that concept that you'll never get to see them again. And it's difficult. It's very difficult. We as humans, we fear loss so easily because it's one of the biggest things that we have to deal with as a human. You know? Eventually your parents are gonna die. You know, friends, people around you, grandparents. You know, and of course, you know, you date someone and you think, wow, this could be the one, or wow, I'm really in love with this person. And then suddenly they're gone in an instant. So even if it's not death, you're still fearing that loss, right? And what's sad is that as a society, when we fear loss, we tend to make it happen faster. And what do? We push them away, cause them to fear losing us, cause them to want to walk away, cause ourselves to want to walk away. We do things to hurt people, when we fear losing them, because that fear is so painful to us, we push it on others. Yep. So we cause the pain that was caused to us. And how many times have I said this? What do we do with our pain? We not only hold on to it, but we use it in our daily life. We use it in everything. Because that pain, if you never worked through it, it's always going to affect you. And it's always going to cause an issue. And not only will it always cause an issue for you, it'll always cause an issue for others. Take your insecurities out on other people. Take your pain from loss out on other people. You push people away because other people have pushed you away. You do things because of what happened to you. Now, I think everybody can say that they have a little PTSD from something in their life, because that is exactly what PTSD is. We cause our pain on others. You know, something that has happened to us was painful, and we hold on to it, and then it is expressed in another way. That's PTSD. And some way or another we all have it. At least a little form of it. Whether you like to believe it or not. You can have the most money in the world and feel like you may be the happiest person in the world, but there's something underlying underneath it. I mean, having a lot of money, you could be lonely. That could be pretty PTSD, you know? A lonely person. Or you could think that everyone's after you for your money. You never know. Whatever it is, there's definitely PTSD in everyone. Life's not easy. It's not rainbows and strawberries. Remember? It's not rainbows and strawberries. So, there's something that will always cause you pain. But here's the thing. You can allow it to. Which is true. You can allow it to. Now, as humans, it's hard not to allow it to. Right? Especially when you care or you have emotions. It's hard. It's hard not to allow it to hurt you. But when it does hurt you, if you just hold on to it, it's going to keep hurting you. It's like that little baggage on your shoulder you can't get rid of. But you keep pretending it's not there. But it is. It's there. And it will always be there until you acknowledge it and release it. So, for everyone out there experiencing loss or having had experienced loss, well, you're not alone, first and foremost. And last but not least, don't let it affect you. And work through it. Currently, I'm working through mine. I held on to it for a long time. But I held on to a lot for a long time. I was one of those people that didn't like to talk about my issues and liked to pretend it wasn't there. The little baggage on my shoulder. You know, I'd smile and laugh and make others laugh. It was cool. It worked out for a while. Until something reminded me of that little baggage in my current life, current situation. Something similar reminded me of that, and then all of a sudden it was back again. So whatever we gotta do, you know. And if you believe in a God, just know people you lose, death-wise, they'll always be there. They'll always be there in some form or another. And for the people who broke your heart, well, go get an ice cream. Punch them first, though. You know that saying? Punch them. Go get an ice cream. Or you could just say, fuck you. Oops. Excuse my language. I can do better. Right? Because obviously, if they can break your heart that easily, you deserve better. You definitely deserve better. We all, even the person who broke your heart, deserves something better. Because they were only breaking your heart because someone else broke their heart. Or they were fearing something, you know? Once they work through that, they'll find someone that they deserve. But, obviously, you do not deserve to put up with their issues. And that's it, you know? If they can let go of you that easily, you deserve better. Now, I have to say, you know, I've been in love with people before. I've felt things for people before, and I've said goodbye because of my fear of loss. I'm not saying that I ever meant it. But let's say that person says goodbye to you because they were scared. Should you hate them? No. In fact, you should understand them. Because sure, you've thought about it before too. Saying goodbye to someone because you were scared of losing them, or scared that they were going to hurt you, you know? It's hard. And honestly, when I would say it, I didn't even know why I would say it. For the most part, it was more about, I guess, I thought it was a protection mechanism, you know? I thought that in saying that, it would keep them from saying it to me, you know? The sad part is, most of the time, they pretty much said it right back, you know? In some form or another, they said it right back. Well, that's devastating. I think a lot of people, when they say that, though, they really want is for someone else to be like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving you. I understand you, and I know you, and I know why you're saying it right now. I'm not walking away because I care. And that's exactly what I needed every time. But, see, my problem is that they probably needed that right back. And when you say goodbye, well, it's not giving them what they need, right? Not one bit. Pain is a form of life, right? It's not a form of life, but it's a part of life. So, you know, we all have to deal with it. And eventually, we'll all realize we have to work through it. Can't stay broken forever, right? Even if you want to. It's not a good feeling. So, if anyone out there is experiencing loss, or has, you need to talk about it. I'm here. I'm always open to talking to people about things they need to talk about. And, you know, maybe we can relate. Maybe we can find ways to relate and work through it together. Whatever the case may be. And that's that. Stay beautiful, because you are. And always remember that. Even with all the pain, you're a beautiful soul. Stay that way. Stay in that image. Stay in that concept. And love it. Peace.